Walker, can Bobby Portis like just chill for 2 seconds? Can he chill for two? I'm only asking for 2 seconds. Chill.
The answer is no. He can't.
Very good.
He can't.
Just
Kelly
whacking
Oubre,
dudes on the head.
and no, he can't. Bobby Portis is not able to chill. That is something he's unable to do. And honestly, you have the flipped roles, right? Jordan Nwora actually was somebody that showed up last night hitting some buckets, and then it was Bobby Portis who was able to do it the previous game. They flipped roles where Bobby didn't hit any buckets, and this time it was Nwora that was able to do it. Got you a little scared in the first quarter when he got going.
It's clear like Bobby Portis and Miles Bridges are buddies. Even the refs don't know it. They were getting up in each other's grill in like a fun kind of way, and the refs were trying to break it up in that first game. It's clear they're buddies, and it was cute until Bobby Portis just started going kung fu on every Hornets head. Like, Miles, can you tell this guy to chill?
Well, and we know that Bobby Portis is not one to be trifled with after what he did to Nikola Mirotic up in Chicago during the early portion of his career. We know that this is somebody that actually will go there. He is not a hold me back type of guy, at least by the evidence that we saw in Chicago. But Miles Bridges, he's from Flint. So I'm not trying to endorse that. I'm just trying to say that would have been something that I would have been running away from, while those guys could mix it up a little bit. Kelly Oubre, he enters health and safety protocols. The most unfortunate news that we saw yesterday after what was a big-time win for the Hornets the second go-around against the Milwaukee Bucks. Kelly's been very good. We've talked about his impact with this team. Doug had the Detroit game not too long ago. Still, even more consistently than I thought he would, has had a very big impact on this team. Certainly offensively, hitting a lot of three-pointers, attacking more, giving this team attitude. Just a fun player, and has embraced Charlotte and this organization right from the get-go. Happy to be in a place where he said, this is the happiest I've been playing basketball in the last 5 years. And he said that even before the season started. I don't think that was just, blowing smoke. I think he really does think that this is the best environment he's been in a long time. So unfortunately Hornets are going to be without Kelly. Who knows how long, couple games, 3 games, whether he came in contact, whether he actually has it. What do you make of this news, though, that we see Kelly in the protocol?
Yeah, I mean, Kelly's having a career year in Charlotte. Best points per shot attempt according to Cleaning the Glass in his entire career, which spanned over Washington, Phoenix, and Golden State. I think he's played above my expectations for Kelly Oubre, has gotten himself, the odds have him as a long shot number 2 for Sixth Man of the Year behind Tyler Hero. And he's been able to do 2 big things for the Hornets. He's been able to get them back into games with his shooting, and he's been able to deliver kind of the knockout punch when they're going back and forth with the team. And I think you saw that particular missing piece last night against the Milwaukee Bucks. There were many times when the Hornets had open looks ready to deliver a knockout blow to the defending champs and really put them back on their heels and probably coast to a victory. Instead, you had to depend on LaMelo Ball at the end of the game to knock down the clutch shot because they didn't have a shot maker that could come out there and just knock down a huge three. They will sorely miss Tsunami Papi, Walker. But if we're looking for positives, obviously we hope Kelly Oubre actually feels okay and that he gets better soon if he is feeling symptoms. But due to these new kind of protocol rules, we could see Kelly Oubre back a lot sooner than had he gotten into the protocols, several weeks ago. So probably misses the rest of the week, but could get him back, beginning of next week.
And so JB really just kind of rolls with Cody Martin more so than even Jalen McDaniels. And McDaniels couldn't hit very much last night. Only 10 minutes for McDaniels, but 1 of 7 from the field. Missed 3 3-pointers. The one he hit was massive. I mean, that was a big time. I think it was a corner 3 that Jalen hit, but that was it. That was the only shot that he hit. Cody Martin comes in. We talked about his impact on that last defensive play. Cody Martin hit 2 big time threes. Goes 3 of 5 from the field and goes 2 of 3 from beyond the arc to kind of continue this improbable run for the 3-point crown, the best shooter in the NBA. Even with a minimum attempt filter in there, Cody Martin can still claim, or at least has been able to claim, the best 3-point field goal percentage in the NBA.
Yeah, and he had gone cold a little bit since his return from health and safety protocols. So maybe this absence by Kelly Oubre will allow Cody Martin to get back into his 3-point shooting groove because Cody Martin's shooting ability. He doesn't shoot it a ton. He shoots it enough to qualify, but those threes add up. When so many of these players can knock down two three-point attempts per game, like that's going to add up, and that's made Charlotte one of the best shooting teams in the league this season. And it allows for, tough shooting nights by P.J. Washington and Jalen McDaniels. That doesn't have to sink your team because you have other guys like Cody Martin who can step in and fill the void. And Kelly Oubre has been a little cold from three over the past 5 or 6 games. So maybe this reset for him can be an opportunity for him to come back and really unleash the Tsunami Papi when he does return.
Well, and Cody Martin brings you something really entirely different than Kelly does, and that even does kind of go to his offensive game, because defensively Cody clearly a better player than what Kelly Oubre is, but I think offensively even, you look at his box score, Cody is getting you a decent amount of assists. He's kind of flirting with a handful every single game. And Kelly's just not a ball mover, man. He's a scorer. Like, that's what he comes off the bench to do. He's going to go.
That's what he's. That's what he's paid to do. By the way,
right,
you don't
exactly.
want Kelly Oubre moving the basketball.
Well, I mean, yeah, like that. That's just what he is here to do. But that's kind of my point. It's almost like I kind of go to Moneyball, where they're trying to replace Jason Giambi with a whole bunch of other different pieces. So you lose Kelly Oubre. How do you get that three? How do you get that offensive impact? Well, you get it with Cody allowing other players to facilitate a little more, and so maybe Cody gets the more out of players, that's on the court with him. And also you go with McDaniels, who can also shoot a little. He can put it on the floor a little bit, not like Kelly, but he's kind of expanded his game in order for him to be able to do that. And so I think, like, no Kelly, enter Jalen, enter Cody, and clearly they're a lot better defensively. And so, like, it's interesting that way. I do want to talk about Kelly's impact even more so, Doug, because when we went into this regular season, I thought the Hornets were asking a lot immediately from James Bouknight to come in and bear a lot of the offensive load off of the bench. It's like, who are they going to get their scoring from? Because if Kelly has another, even somewhere close to historically bad start like he had with Golden State shooting the basketball, you can't count on Cody to do that. Jalen McDaniels, as much as I liked him, it's not like he's the spark plug that comes in off of the bench and just fills it up. I thought Bouknight was going to have to be that guy. And Kelly, I think, has allowed the Charlotte Hornets more than any other player to be patient with James Bouknight, because even with, hey, we're going to play Cody instead of James because Cody's better defensively, James just isn't ready, you haven't missed what Bouknight might be able to bring you, because Kelly has been so good offensively and it kind of serves the same role, come in off of the bench and just get buckets for us.
Yeah, and I mean, if you had to depend on James Bouknight for that offensive production, it would make you even worse defensively. It would expose you even more defensively. Like, Kelly Oubre is not the greatest defender in the world, but he does have length, and he can get out and steal the basketball and get you into transition. James Bouknight has quickness, and I don't want to, it's tough to judge James Bouknight because we haven't seen him, so we're sort of judging the negative, like judging what we think he could do. We don't really know that yet. But I agree with you. I think it's I as someone who loves, seeing first round picks get early run, I'm a little disappointed, but at the same time, I think overall it's going to be better for this organization to be able to develop those players slowly and not have to depend on them, because there can be negative aspects of that.
Yeah, and I think Kelly Oubre, again, more than any other player, has allowed them to do so. And yeah, this is not to knock Bouknight, as a player. Like, the one play I kind of go to more than anything is the defensive stance that he had against Jordan Clarkson in that Utah game where he got some run. He's able to go with him baseline. Clarkson, a really good ISO player. Talk about somebody that's in the 6th Man of the Year running. I think it was like last year. Either he won or it was he was up there. But I thought that was good. It allows this organization to be patient, which has kind of been their identity. They don't make an in-season trade. They want to try to develop young talent. James Borrego doesn't mind sending these guys to Greensboro. And P.J. Washington might get run his first year. Miles might get run his first year. But that's also a very different situation the Hornets were in, trying to build this thing from the ground up. Now they're trying to make the playoffs, and it's not a rebuilding year, so to speak. Like, at the very closest to that, you're talking about a transition year. And that's why I think it's allowed them to be more patient. So we'll see if they're able to do it.
I agree. I think
that's really what I wanted you to say, by the way. I just wanted to hear you say, I agree. I needed that verbalized to me.
Well, I'm giving it to you because I admitted that I made you dress up in the Beacon. Well, I didn't make you. The viewers who subscribe to us on YouTube got us 500. They made you. I did come up with the idea. You are a public figure in Charlotte. I knew this would, or I didn't think about how it would impact you, but that's kind of my MO. I think I look great in the bee suit. I think I really pull it off. I think it's
you
kind
of do.
We're bringing
That's
some
what
fashion
hurts,
back.
Doug. Like, why? You kind of do. Now, I will say you did go the extra mile. You did the black long sleeve. Do you have gloves on? Do you have black gloves on?
I did. I brought out these black gloves, but I can't like scroll on my computer while I had the gloves. So I had to ditch the gloves.
I mean, I've got like this red dotted shirt under. I've got a backwards hat to try to make the cap fit my head a little better. My antennas are going all over the place, and yours look like you look really good, Doug. I didn't think I'd say that. I didn't think I'd say that.
I feel like I pull it off. I feel like I'm gonna wear this out today. I'm gonna really show it off.
Please
the local
do.
Coffee shop.
Everybody check out Doug Branson looking swell in a bee suit on YouTube. Just type in Locked On Hornets and subscribe. And then if we get 1,000 subscribers, am I to assume that it was truly this time somebody else that initiated the face paint thing that we're going to do if we get 1,000? Like, that was really someone else. That one wasn't you.
No, that was me too.
It's Locked On Hornets. Thanks again for joining us on the Locked On Podcast Network.
Help us get to 1,000.
Make sure you make your second listen Locked On Bets, hosted by your boy Q, with expert analysis and insight from Lee Sterling. It's free and available on all platforms. Hey, tomorrow it's Wes Wednesdays. I wish we could have worn this a little bit with Wes, but like, he's always going to be dressed in some fashion.
You got to make him the star. We don't want to we don't want to be the stars when he's on. We got to make him the star.
All right, it's Wes Bryant. Will he don a jersey, a pink jacket, a gator suit? Find out tomorrow, Wes Wednesdays, on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Buzz.